Captain, my captain.
Sit down, Mr. Anderson. You hear me?
The Dead Poets Society, starring the late Robin Williams, is about a spirited professor teaching life lessons to young students through poetry.
And though Williams was known to have a love for the arts, the movie's inspiration goes beyond the lens.
WFNY News 2's Manning Frank sat down with the Oscar-winning writer who has a new film screening for the RiverRun Film Festival.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, What About Bob, Dead Poets Society, what do they all have in common? Oscar-winning writer Tom Schulman had a hand in all of them. What was it like getting the call or saying, hey, we want to honor you with the Master of Cinema Award here at the RiverRun International Film Festival?
It was a little surreal, you know. I mean, I immediately told my family, you know, pay attention to me now. So, but it's a big honor, so I'm really happy to be here.
In addition to receiving this award, Schulman also has a new movie screening at RiverRun called Double Down South.
Folks say this is the Keno capital of the world.
Welcome to Next. You come to shoot pool?
And come to adopt a puppy.
Well, it's a thriller set in the world of pool and high-stakes gambling. And it's based around a game that's disappeared but used to be pretty popular in the 20th century called Keno Pool.
This one, there is this woman who gets involved with this maybe underground CD side of things for this.
Yeah.
What is that about? What is her story?
Her story is, I mean, she wants to be, at least the story that she presents is that she wants to be the best Keno, wants to win a lot of money playing Keno. And she comes to this place where it's an illegal gambling hall out in the middle of the sticks in Georgia, but it's famous in the world of Keno. So she wants to go there and win big.
In some ways, Double Down South, to an extent obviously, is kind of autobiographical from your own experience, some of the stuff that I'm hearing. Mm-hmm. Would you say that that's true?
I think so, you know. I mean, you'd never know when you start writing. I mean, the result turns out to be something, you know, you never lived through. But the elements are all, for instance, there are 3 characters named Nick in this movie that run the pool hall. And at 20th Century Pool Hall in Nashville, when I was growing up, there were 3 Nicks.
Now, so they're all named Nick?
All named Nick. There was young Nick, old Nick, and middle Nick. And we have the same thing in this movie.
Say the first thing that pops into your head, even if it's total gibberish. Go on.
A sweaty tooth madman.
Good God, boy, there's a poet in you after all.
Dead Poets Society. You wrote it before it was ever commissioned, and you were kind of shopping around, if I'm not mistaken, or does people come to you? I'm not.
For that script?
Yes. For that script.
No. I was, you know, sort of living screenplay to screenplay, and you know, had a couple of screenplays turned into movies of the week, and but nobody was knocking down my door for anything. So but I very much, I'd been working on this idea for a few years and finally decided, okay, I'm going to write it. And when I finished it, my agent at the time called me at 2 o'clock in the morning and said, wow, this is an amazing script, best script I've ever read. Come to my office tomorrow morning. So I got there and he said to me, I love this, but I can't get it made. And I said, why? He said, it's, you know, it's a boarding school, it's all boys. Nobody's going to make it. If you want to get it made, you're going to have to get another agent. I don't think anybody's going to get it made. And I wasn't willing to do that, so I shopped around, finally got another agent for it, and a couple of years later, it did finally get sold to Touchstone Pictures, and eventually, a couple of years after that, made.
His parting words to young filmmakers.
Work a lot, you know, write a lot. I mean, for me, it's a trial and error kind of the learning process where you just, and the more you do, the better you get. It's like a muscle. And you know, it might be weak at first, but if you keep exercising it, it gets stronger.
What a cool experience, I imagine, for you as a budding movie critic, a young movie critic, to interview, meet someone with such a resume.
100%. Like, Dead Poets Society, I genuinely believe, is one of the best written films of, like, I think the past. Lord, that was 1989. However many years, I will not do the math here on air. But it is just so well crafted, and to meet him and to hear his thoughts, because as I was saying off air, it's 20 minutes that I talked with him. It's like we got to have this discussion about how his process was. For Dead Poets Society, he was so adamant about what he wanted to do and what his vision was. Because again, as I said, it's autobiographical. And what I mean by that was he was in a boarding school growing up as well too. So
3 Nicks.
Yes, and 3 Nicks for this one too. And it's fun because as a writer, you have to write what you know. And he says he writes what he knows. So in some way, all movies that he does has a part of him in it.
Out of that 20 minutes, what would you say is the biggest takeaway, the biggest thing you're going to take home from that interview?
He was so nice. He was so nice over the
Yeah.
entire interview. When you sometimes meet people, I guess the perception of Hollywood is that they're very uppity. That may not be the case. It may just be our perception. But for Tom, he was such a kind soul. So it was really nice and really engaging and wanted to sit and talk with me. So.
And how cool that he was here, at the RiverRun Film
Yes,
Festival.
his film is here, Double Down South. I'm excited to be able to get a chance to see it this coming weekend. Because this is his first time in the directing chair since like 2006 or something. So it's been a while. His second
Almost 20
movie.
years.
I know. So he's excited to get back into this. They filmed during the pandemic, and that experience, he said, was incredibly difficult because obviously pandemic times, different when you're filming. So he's excited to get this out there to show people. And I'm excited for people to see this because I think that hearing and seeing people who are Oscar winners coming to the Triad, it brings more recognition to kind of like us in this area to show that we are something to actually take a note at.
Yeah, love it. Well, great job, Manning, and great interview.
Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate that.